Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. It's nice to meet you all. My name is Marseli Puspawatti. I am a student in PPG Project 2022. In this opportunity, I would like to present you my observation report related to understanding students' characteristic, especially about students' development. For this observation report, we are going to focus on Bronfenbrenner ecological theory and students' development. So, what is Bronfenbrenner ecological theory and what makes it different with other development theory? As we know that there is many expert opinion regarding how human develop, one of the developmental theories believes that the environment is the significant factor influencing a learner's behavior and learning style. Bronfenbrenner ecological theory is one of them. It focuses on how individuals interact with their surroundings, such as interaction between individuals and their family, friends, relatives, and organization. A child development is not simple. It consists of many factors beside age development. Bronfenbrenner believes that there are five layers of systems, and each of the systems will impact the next system. Now let's take a look at what the ecological theory from Bronfenbrenner looks like. Here we see some circles that looks like a cake. In the center we can see the child or the one that we are going to observe. And the next layer nearest the child is the microsystem. After that, the mesosystem, the exosystem, the macrosystem, and the chronosystem. Before we are going to move forward, before we are going to move on to the participants and findings, first I will explain a little bit about the ecological theory. Let's start with the microsystem. The microsystem is the closest environment that influence children's development. It is the first thing that the children have direct contact with. Part of the microsystem are parents, siblings, teacher, and their school peers. In the microsystem, it believes that interaction must come from both sides. For example, the interaction between siblings in which the big brothers can change the beliefs and action of his younger siblings. This can also apply vice versa. For example, the younger siblings can also influence the big brother beliefs and behavior. Next is the mesosystem. The mesosystem is related to how each individual in the child's microsystem interact with each other, excluding the child. For example, how the parents interact with the teachers or their school peers. The interaction between teachers and parents is the most influential in the learning process. When the parents have a good relationship with the teacher, they can find out what the children needs most to improve their studies. The next system is the exosystem. The exosystem is a system that does not involve the children directly. Instead, it is related to one of the microsystems of the children. For example, the parents' workplace, for the parents' friends, the siblings' friends, the neighborhood, and also social media. Since the exosystem influences one of the children's microsystem, it can also significantly impact how the microsystem treat the children, whether it is in a positive or negative way. For example, if the parents come home from their workplace in a bad mood because there is something wrong with the work, they may lash it out to the children, so the children will develop a bad mental state, which is always be afraid of their parents every time they come from home. The next system is the macro system. The macro system is related to the culture. The cultures here include ethnicity, nationality, wealth, religion, and socio-economic status. Therefore, the culture that the children are involved can significantly influence their behavior. Uh, Besides their behavior, it can also influence their beliefs and perception of events in their daily life. For example, children who grow up in Indonesia will have a different perspective of life from those living in America because the culture, religion, socioeconomic is totally different with each other. The last system is the chrono system. In this final layer, or in this final system, uh, it is related to the environment change which suddenly occur in the children's life. For example, when they start the school age, they are already used to live in their safe zone at home, and suddenly they have to go to school, uh, meeting new friends, meeting new teacher, and so on and so forth. The other example is maybe their parents have to move to another city, so the children need to adapt to their new environment, including the neighbors, school, friends, and also the culture itself. Now let's move on to the participant. So we are going to observe three participants actually. Two of them are students, and the last one will be the researcher herself. So the first participant is a male. His initial is FTA. He is a Muslim, lives in Jalan Raya Kopo. He is from class 10 di DKV 2. He is cheerful, easygoing, like to joke. However, he has low academic score. His ethnicity is Minangnes. The second participant is a female. She is also a Muslim, lives in Jalan Buah Batu. She is from the same class as the first participant. She is calm, a hard worker, timid, but she has a high academic score. Her ethnicity is Sundanese. Observation method. There are some steps that the researchers have to follow. The first one is observing the situation in the classroom and selecting some candidates. After that, the teacher have to compare the candidates with their academic score because the teacher intends to choose two completely different individuals in both the habits, the behavior, and the academic score, including the gender. After choosing the participant, the researcher asks for a consent whether they want to be interviewed or not, whether the researcher can ask some personal question or not. During the interview, the researcher asks them these 10 questions because it is limited time to read this one by one and to explain it. You can pause the video and read it by yourself. The main point is the researcher asks about their family situation, the reason why they choose this school, and their life motto. Next, let's move on to the findings. For this finding, the researchers divided the findings into three categories. The first one is related to the closeness and their academic life. From the three subjects, we can see that the one who is the closest to the individuals is their mother, not their father. It is because even though the first participants communicate occasionally with their fathers, they are only talk when there is some interesting topics such as soccer. However, for the second and the third participant, because their father working at the office, they only meet them during the night, so there is no time for some interaction or some communication between daughter and fathers. And about the academic life. Regarding their study, the first participant's parents are not involved in his study, only reminding him to do his homework sometimes. However, the second participant and the researcher mother are pretty involved in their study. From this analysis, we can say that the parents' involvement in their children's academic life is essential. The one who get involved more tend to have more favorable result in their children's studies. Maybe their mother's involvement is the motivation behind their reason to study for getting a better result. The next category in our finding is related to the decision making or the reason why they choose the school. Children decision making are greatly influenced by their parents. For example, for the first participant, the one who influenced his decision the most is his father. However, the reason why the father decides to choose this school is because his older brother is the alumnus of this school. Therefore, the father decided to fully pay the school fee before the public vocational school result was announced. Even though later he actually got accepted into his dream school, considering his family economic status, and since they could not get a refund for the school fee, he decided to continue studying at this school. In this case, the system that influenced the first participant the most is the meso system and the macro system because the reason his father decided this school is because is related to his brother. So indirectly, it also influence the decision making of his father. As for the case of second participant, she was rejected by her school dream. Therefore, her parent decided that she attended the nearest vocational school. On the other hand, for the researcher, the macro system, which was the school's status as a prestigious school, was the reason that motivates her to choose that school. Those three participants have different reasons why they entered the school, and the system that influenced them the most can also differ from one person to another. The last finding is related to life motto. There are two participants that have their own life motto or meaningful events that influence their life in decisions making, which are the first participant and the researcher. Both their life motto come from their microsystem, which is their mother. The first participant's life motto is, "It's okay if you have one enemy. It's okay if you have many as enemy, or it's okay if many people hates you as long as you become yourself. Just be yourself." As for the researcher's life motto is that you don't have to be perfect, just be good. But that saying is the reason why the researchers wants to be better than good. She wants to be perfect, so she tried her best to to achieve what is best for her. In conclusion, In conclusion, there may be many factors that can influence how an individual develops. However, based on the findings, the one that influences the individual's development the most is their microsystem, which is their parents and in this case their mother. From the result, we can consider several options for the researcher as the teacher in planning the student's lesson, especially if the teacher wants to improve the student's achievement in academic. The teacher can start by starting good communication with the parents to find out more about students' habit, especially when they are at home, so they can plant suitable materials or suitable activities for that specific students. And here is the observation result from the third participants. You can see it by yourself. And I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for your attention. I hope to see you again next time. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.